Today I'm out in Detroit taking a look at the next generation of Acura EVs. This is the Acura Performance EV concept, and a lot of the design cues and general dimensions that we find in this concept are going to be coming to production by the end of 2025, because Honda and Acura have already started to build the factory that's going to be building their in-house designed Acura EV that's going to be on sale probably the end of 2025, early 2026, and we will know more details coming next year. But at least for the moment, let's take a look around this concept car and see what you will be getting if you're interested in the next generation of Acura electrification. As you approach the concept, really the first thing you're going to notice is the dimension and the proportion that we find in this model. Acura really went with a very distinctive, very style-forward design with this model. Now clearly, not everything that we see here is going to make it to production, but they have said that a lot of the design elements that we see in this model are certainly going to be inspiring the production version. And that means we're likely going to be getting the relatively long hood and definitely sporty looks that we find in this model. It's also going to highlight some new trends in the Acura lineup. Of course, full LED lighting all the way around, but a slight change, subtle change to the Acura signature headlight look that we've seen for a while. This model has an illuminated Acura logo up front and the sort of racing stripe theme with the illuminated elements down there lower on the front bumper and then right up there towards the windshield. Of course, the windshield's probably not going to be curved like we find in this model, but you get the general idea. And of course, we're probably also going to have real side view mirrors since side view cameras are not legal in North America at this point in time. The general proportions, however, those should remain about the same, and the general size of this is likely going to remain the same as well. So expect something that's approximately Tesla Model Y in terms of its dimensions, probably around 180 to 190 inches long, somewhere in that general area, but obviously very sporty looks. This is definitely designed to be a performance EV, as you might expect with a name like the Acura Performance EV concept right there. One of the coolest things, though, happens to be the lighting signature back here in the rear. Acura went with a simple and elegant theme with this single big light bar running across the back, and of course it has a startup animation sequence that you saw earlier in the video. The light up Acura logo there is pretty obvious, but more obvious, I think, from this angle is the really accentuated haunch back here. That quarter panel there is really aggressively curved. It really gives it a very muscular appearance from the back. Here's a look from the top. You can see just how chunky the rear there is, but it's disguised by the relatively simple lines all the way around this concept car and the way that it integrates back there with the door. Now we need that wide haunch because check out these wheels and tires. These are 295/35R23s on this concept. We don't know whether that tire size is going to come to the production car, of course. I would expect the 295 with tires to probably not come, but I really hope this wheel comes because check out how cool that is. What I had expected when I first saw pictures of this was a plastic aero cover that was completely flat and just had some little sparkly shine through bits there. That is not what we get in this wheel. It's not the most aerodynamic design, I have to admit, so we may not get this in the upcoming actual EV production version, but I really hope we get something close because that's a really cool wheel design. Acura has seemingly integrated door buttons over here on the side, so you can see door buttons there. Now, we are not able to see the interior of this model, but we can answer just a few simple questions. For instance, they have said that this cutout is where the charge door in the production model will actually be, so driver's side front of the vehicle. They haven't given us any performance specifications or anything like that just yet, but you can definitely expect it to be pretty common with the rest of the segment. Let me know what you think about the design of the Acura Performance EV concept. We don't know, again, too many details about this, but we know it's going to be built in Ohio. So it's probably going to qualify for some portion of the federal tax credit, of course, if that tax credit survives by the time this is on production. Speaking of production, this is going to be manufactured by the end of 2025 in that new factory, probably as a 2026 model year vehicle. And if you want to know more information, that should be coming soon because we should see the prototype version rather than the concept version sometime in 2025, followed shortly thereafter by the full production version before production actually starts in late 2025. Since the Acura ZDX just went on sale, that means that this is likely going to be sold right alongside that larger vehicle in the lineup. And the ZDX is really quite large. This looks to be just a little bit smaller, certainly an awful lot sleeker when you take a look at that roofline. So they're not calling this a coupe SUV, but I definitely could say you could probably describe it like that. And that's not exactly what I would say about the ZDX. The ZDX has more of a traditional boxy format to its design. This is certainly a lot more aerodynamic, a lot more expressive. Let me know what you think about that look again down there in the comment section.